Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nondumiso Njangase, and for those who are here for the first time, please subscribe and also hit the notification bell so that you get notified when there's new content. Please also note that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. Should you require financial advice, please consult with a person who's registered and certified with the Financial Sector Conduct Authority, right? I know I haven't been, posting much lately, but I am back. That is the only important thing that you need to note. But the video I'm doing today is slightly different from what I normally talk about. It's about death benefits. So, imali iphuma emsebenzini. They call it like that. Le kithi kwaZulu, imali iphuma emsebenzini makushoniwe, right? So they are called death benefits, but I'm talking specifically regarding pension benefits. So you are employed by ABC Limited and you contribute to ABC Limited retirement fund. And what's going to happen to that money that's in that fund should you die, right? That's what I want to talk about today. And then what are your beneficiaries, rights, or what do they need to understand so that they don't just bahlanye mawuhamba bangazi ukuthi benze njani. So this is the intention of this video is to just give you just information so you understand what you need to do. All right. So number one, it's important to note that what I'm talking about today is relating to private pension funds. So this is for like ABC Limited Retirement Fund. So companies, not the government employees pension fund, they are governed by their own rules and their own law. I'm talking about funds that are governed by the Pension Funds Act. So for lawyers, this is specifically Section 37C of the Pension Funds Act. Ne? Go and read it before you actually go and complain or go to court, right? So for you as a member, you need to know that when you die, the money that's sitting right now that you have contributed, so let's say 60,000, that's going to go to your family should you pass away, right? If you died while you were still working, it means also employer wako or the fund rather has insured you. So usually they will say maybe should you die as our member, sizokunikeza imali oyicontributile, but plus we will give you, we will insure you. We will give you maybe 4 times your pensionable salary. So if your pensionable salary is 100,000, it means wena then sizokunikeza 100,000 I4. Ama beneficiaries wako will get that should you die. It's not money that you receive. When you only receive what you've contributed, but once you die, your family receive what you've contributed plus what they have insured you for, right? So there's something called a benefit statement. So for each and every person who has a pension fund, they'll know that every year or twice a year, with those of you who are lucky, you receive a statement from your fund, which will tell you what this pensionable salary is, how much it is, and it will tell you how much your beneficiaries will receive should you die. So you need to understand that so that you check if it's actually sufficient. Are your beneficiaries going to be able to survive with this amount? Other pension funds do give an option to increase the to increase rather that amount that your beneficiaries will receive, the insured portion. So if bazognikeza 4 times annual pensionable salary, you can actually ask ukuthi ngicela insure for 6 times, then you pay an additional amount, but it's not available to every fund. Some funds do that, some do not. But do check for it. Should you feel that the amount is not enough for your family, ask for that option, but they will charge you more, but you know that your family is then taken care of, right? Also, this money does not form part of your estate. So you know that you have a house, you have a car, you have money in the bank, investments, and when you die, it's either going to be paid in terms of your will, or if you don't have a will, it's going to be paid in terms of succession law, right? This money that is in a pension fund or provident fund is not paid directly into your estate. So it has nothing to do with your estate. The law says this money is going to be distributed by the trustees of the fund. they will distribute it to the people you were taking care of. So the aim is to ensure that the people you were taking care of financially are not left now not knowing what to do. Abasazi bazodlani. So we're trying to take care of those people so that they don't end up having to child taxpayers' money. They are now a burden on the state. Now we need to be taking care of your family. So they use this money to take care of your family. So lawyers out there, don't come for pension funds and write long letters saying, yeah, my client was married to this guy, so she's entitled to 50% because they were married in commutative properties. So I want that money paid into my trust account. No. The money will be paid by the trustees to the people they believe actually, need to receive this money according to their own criteria, right? So just note that. And how long does this money take to pay out? It's the law says 12 months. So the trustees have 12 months to find out who your beneficiaries are, and then distribute that amount to your beneficiaries, right? So don't be impatient, babakho uqeda ukushona or umamakho or a person, your husband, spouse, whatever, and then you think within 2 months you are going to be paid. No, it takes 12 months. They have to investigate thoroughly because abafuna ukushiya abanye abantu ngaphandle. So that's why they will make sure that they do thorough investigations. But if you are struggling, let's say, you were staying with your husband and now you're struggling financially because agaseko, you can actually ask for an advance from the fund because you are going to receive the money. You're going to receive a certain portion. But because you are struggling, they can decide, okay, kulo 2 million okona, we can give you 50,000 in the meantime while we are investigating so that you can take care of your children and yourself. So you can actually make that request should you be struggling. But it's up to the trustees that right? Okay. So another important point, now this is the biggest point that I will mention today, is understanding ukuthi le mali iyakubani. Yo, guys, imali iyaxabanisa. I think I only understood that when I started working for retirement funds, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Yay, abantu bayayithanda imali, iyaxabanisa. So you need to understand ukuthi le mali izokhokhwa kubani, right? So imali ngokomthetho, it's umthetho uthi this money is going to be paid to your nominees. So these are the people you've written on your nomination form to say you want them to receive a certain percentage, and your dependents. So your dependents, even though you didn't name them there, so you can have maybe if you have a spouse and you didn't put them there, that's why you're not putting your spouse in your nomination form. But maybe you just know that they're going to misuse the money and you didn't put them. And your children, because your children usually, especially when they're younger, they are dependent on you, right, financially. So the trustees, even if maybe, I think actually the reason why they don't follow a nomination form to the T and include dependents is because, let's say you complete a nomination form when I'm 2018, 2019, 2020, there could be a child, a whole child there, right? So it's all ingane yakhona complete ngo-2018 when we are shown ngo-2021, then ingane yakho fanele include because you didn't put them on the claim form. So that's why they decide to go, okay, no, because ingane yakho lena bazoyifaka vele. So ingane yakho noma indala noma incane bazoyifaka i-receive, or not to receive, but bazoyifaka to check if they can actually give them imali, right? So bafaka ingane yakho, bafaka uspouse wakho, bafake ke nabantu who were actually dependent on you but might not have a biological or legal connection to you, right? So these, let's say cousin wako, uhlala no cousin wako or unakekela cousin wako financially akadabazali, as much as in terms of succession law, they might not be entitled to receive money from your estate, but in your pension fund they can receive money because the trustees look at who you were actually taking care of financially, right? And if you were taking care of that cousin, then they will include the cousin. And also the people like, let's say uhlala no girlfriend, senhlale ndawonye for isikhathi, niyanakekelana, you pay rent, maybe she buys groceries, but you've sort of created an interdependent relationship where she relies on you, you rely on him. But maybe because you're the guy, you might be paying for more things because you'll end up paying for more things. So in such an instance, then your girlfriend could also be included because she was dependent on you. So it's not based on uguti legally lo muntu lo maybe ushade naye or whatever. If they can prove, so that's the catch, proof. If they can prove that you were actually taking care of them, then they can have a claim. So I, as a cousin, to my doctor, cousin, who was giving me 1,000 rands each and every month because we are struggling, I can have a claim because I was dependent on this person. So also, gents, this is for you. Even ladies, because sometimes be careful who you give your money to on a monthly basis or consistently, because those people might have a claim. If they have proof, they might have a claim against your death benefit. So it's important to actually note that. Also, maybe your parents. Your parents are considered also people if you are taking care of them now, they can actually receive money. Or if maybe you die and their circumstances change as well, they can be considered, because if you were there, you would have been taking care of them. So they look at such things. It's not a black and white type of vibe. They look at a lot of things, right? But the determining factor or into abayibhekayo ultimately is financial dependency, where you actually dependent on this person, where they're supporting you financially. Yabo? And if you can prove that you were financially dependent on this person, and maybe I think it's better for you when you can prove the extent of your claim. If we are there, like bank statement yakho ukuthi umuntu wakho bekakunikeza 2,000 rands every month without fail, yabo, it means that's dependency, consistent support from this person, then you can have that claim, right? I think that's one of the things that trip people up, because they usually think the trustees are going to look at the nomination form and run with it. No. Sometimes in nomination form, mama trustees, they look at it as a guide to guide them. It's okay, this is who you wanted us to give your money to. But there might be additional people you did not put. Then we will add them. And then from these people, we will decide ubani somnikeza malini. So there's different things that they look out for to see banigeza bani malini. For example, I won't mention all of them because I don't want this to be a lengthy and legal video, right? Would it say too much? No. For example, let's say you've got a minor child, in a 3, and maybe you've got a child who is in varsity, maybe first year varsity, and then you've got a child who's a lawyer, a very successful lawyer. And you were not giving them money, but you were giving the one in varsity money, and you were giving, obviously, the small one, you're taking care of them very. So AMA trustees, even though you might write all these 3 children and say they must receive equal shares, the trustees are going to be like, no. But law, a lawyer, we are sebenza and is self-sufficient, right? Law also varsity. Usazodinga ukuthi akhokhela amafizi asevasithi and all those things that children need in varsity. And then lo mncane usane primary school, usane high school, usane varsity. So obviously then they have to say, okay, kulo 100, maybe let's say kulo kune million elikhona, then fanele sinakekele lo mncane kakhulu, mhlambe simnikeze yena mhlambe u60%, yabo, sinikeze lo osevasithi ngoba nayo sayidinga support, simnikeze mhlambe u30%, lo oyilawyer mhlambe simnikeze 10%, kodwa futhi makuthi mhlambe incane ngempela le mali simnikeze u0%, because there are people who are abayidinga kakhulu financial support than yena. So what I'm trying to emphasize is that it's dependent on ama needs aloyo muntu most of the time, right? But in certain instances you guys can have sort of financial situations that are similar. Yabo. So then maybe they can sort of give you similar amounts or, equal shares, right? And I think another one that is important to mention is people who, let's say ushadile, but you haven't been with your spouse for the past 5 years. Uhlala le na uhlala le wena mhlawumbe usuze wayetholela umuntu ohlekisana naye nengane and whatever, then the trustees, when they are looking at the situation, even though your spouse obushade nayo needs to be included because you are legally married to them, the trustees can decide ukuthi hayibo le mali incane lo muntu ubungasamnakekeli, the relationship yenu ibingasekho ukuthi njani divorceanga, bangadecide ukuthi bamnikeze u0 benikeze intombi yakho le ohlala nayo nengane imali. So they look at such things ukuthi who were you actually taking care of, right? So people who are married, don't be surprised when you see a girlfriend included. Don't be surprised when you see a cousin, when you see an uncle, even a friend. For you who are nice friends, please. So even, such people, as long as those people have proof, and when there is means to take care of them, the trustees will consider those people. So it's important for you to understand that. That's basically what I wanted to share with you today. I hope it was actually insightful. Please make sure that you check your benefit statement and understand how much you've got. And also complete your nomination form to make sure that it reflects the people that you are actually taking care of. And, reflect, even though you might not be taking care of them, your children, maybe that your spouse might not know about, include them, because the trustees might never be able to find those people because we're secretive. So, include those people that you want to receive a share should you die. So yeah, I hope you have a very great day and happy nomination form completion.